Well, hello everyone. Alejandro Jorge Tornato here, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I am so excited to be part of this conference, and just to begin with, let me ask you a question. Are you a champion? Do you consider yourself a champion? Well, if you are, you can increase that championship level in your life. If you're not, then this is the time for you. This is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you, how to cultivate a champion's mindset. You know, not everyone is a champion. You see, there are so many people walking out there that are not champions. Champions require a particular mindset. You have to want to be a champion, and you have to exercise some traits to become a champion. To begin with, let me share a statement from a guy that used to be a football player, part of the National Football League. I mean, he played for the Redskins. He played for the Seattle Seahawks. His name is Trent Shelton. And Trent Shelton, after years of being a football player, then he left the NFL and he became a motivational speaker. And one of his statements caught my eye, and I wanted to share it with all of you. This gentleman said, I had to create possibilities for myself when no one wanted to give me an opportunity. I turned my pain into progress. Let me share that statement once again. He said, I had to create possibilities for myself when no one wanted to give me an opportunity. I had to turn my pain into progress. Now, what about you? It doesn't matter what you're going through. Maybe you're going through pain. What are you doing with that pain? Are you staying in the pain? Or are you turning that pain into progress? Are you moving forward in your life, or that pain is making you be stuck, whatever you happen to be? You see, that is what it is to have the mindset of a champion. Is not staying in the pain, but transforming it into progress. And to that end, I will share with you 5 key, important, crucial, essential traits of a champion's mindset, to develop a champion's mindset, to keep cultivating a champion's mindset. And before I go through all of them, let me just mention those traits to you. The first one is commitment. The second is discipline. The third is consistency. The fourth is faith or belief. And the last one, number 5, is heart. Heart. These 5 traits are, if you apply them, if you exercise them, if you do them every single day, your life will change and you will become the champion that you have the right to become. Let's start with the first one, commitment. The first key trait to a champion's winning mindset is the ability to stay loyal to what you said you were going to do. You said when you committed to something, you are going to follow through with it no matter what. There has to be a reason. For example, if you want to start your own business, if you want to go from an 8 to 5 kind of a job to becoming your own boss, to becoming an entrepreneur, what is the reason behind it? It could be that you just want to do something better, that you don't want to be stuck within the limits of an 8 to 5. Perhaps there's no possibilities for progress in the company where you are. It happened to me. You see, I was working for a company, and I could see that no matter how long would I be working for that company, there wouldn't be opportunities for promotion, for making progress within the organization. And so you don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck in the same place. Perhaps you want to do something better because you want to change your lifestyle. You want to provide better for your family. You see, the stronger and more compelling the reasons, the more likely that you will stay committed to the process. Remember that when you have a real reason to do what you desire to do, you will not give up. You will not throw in the towel. You will not say, well, it's too difficult, because the reason is important, strongly important enough for you to keep going, for you not to give up. You see, many people, and this is an important fact that we have to keep in mind. Most people are very interested in something as opposed to being committed to something. And these are two different things. You can be interested in doing something, but that will not stay long with you. Especially if there are difficulties, if there are obstacles along the way, and there will be difficulties, there will be obstacles. Anything worth doing, there's going to be obstacles along the way. My friend, it's not going to be an easy ride if you want to achieve greatness, excellence, and significance in your life. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. And so, in order to achieve that, you not only have to be interested in, because interest will take you so far, but you have to be committed. There has to be a commitment to starting a new business, to developing a new service, to developing a new product. Whatever you want to do, there's going to be a commitment to do it. And that commitment is going to take you to the end. You see, that's what happens with champions. if a person wants to, if an athlete wants to compete at the Olympic Games, then it's not possible that you just show up the first day of the Olympic Games and says, well, I'm going to compete on this on this sport or this other activity. No, your preparation starts years before. There's a commitment, long-term commitment, in order to achieve that gold medal. You see, you cannot just show up and do it. You have to prepare. You have to commit to it. And you have to commit no matter what. You see, there are people who just live with that interest in mind. Well, I'm interested in that. Well, are you interested, but are you committed to doing that, to reaching the end, to go conquer the problems that would come along the way, to conquer those detours that you would have to take, to sweat it out? Is that what you want to do? So, you see, that is the trait of commitment. And all champions, without exception, a person who reach championship level is a person who has been committed to doing that, to achieving that. Otherwise, it will not happen. Now, the second trait of developing a champion's mindset is discipline. Discipline. And discipline is extremely important. In this mindset, you will choose to give up some things that you are used to doing or having, and you will choose to do things that you are not used to, simply because you know that it will lead you to something greater in your life. Champions are strategic in what they do and also in what they allow into their lives. Some of the strategies around discipline may be changing your environment because it's vital to your success. Remember that mindsets are contagious, and who you surround yourself will determine who you will become. Remember, and I always remember that quote by Jim Rohn, one great motivational, inspirational speaker. He's no longer with us, but he left us great gems of value. And Jim Rohn used to say, we are the average of the 5 people that we surround ourselves with. And let me ask you a critical question to you now. Are you paying attention to who you spend most of your time with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Because you will become the average of that. Don't spend time with people that will bring you down, that will diminish you, that will tell you that you are not good enough to tackle the project that you are so passionate about tackling. You see, don't spend time with people that instead of adding value to you, they are depleting value from you, and they will not help you in achieving your goals and your dreams. They will try to do everything in their power to distract you from your goals and your dreams. You see, you have to have the discipline, and champions put themselves in the discipline that they are going to spend time with those people that encourage them, that motivate them, that inspire them to reach higher and higher levels. We have to put ourselves in a growth environment. You see, there's a stagnant environment that is not conducive to anything. I mean, you can be in a stagnant environment, and the only thing that is going to be there is just a stinky smell. That's it. But there's not going to be any growth. A stagnant body of water is where nothing grows. There is no life in stagnation, but there is life in a growth environment. And that's where champions put themselves in. Now the question is, how do we build a growth environment? How do you build a growth environment? Well, there's a few steps. The first step is we need to remove the bad seeds. We need to remove the bad seeds. In any kind of environment, there's going to be bad seeds. In your lawn, there's going to be bad seeds. And you have to remove those. In order to get to your next level, you would need to eliminate bad seeds. What could be bad seeds in your life? Well, it could be distractions. You see, unfortunately, we're living in a world that is full of those distractions, of those bad seeds. The phone, the computer, things outside, I mean, shiny objects everywhere, those are distractions and can get you off course from your main focus, for your main goal, your main dream. You see, you can either be consistently distracted and enjoy those distractions, or have the mindset of a champion and be mindfully focused on the task at hand. You can either be distracted or really profoundly focus, one or the other, but you cannot do both. You have to choose. Who do you want to become? You see, you need to remove the root issues and dig those up, those bad seeds that will affect you in a negative way. You cannot keep them there. And at this point, I am going to warn you, as years ago somebody warned me of staying away from certain kinds of people. The first kind of people that I encourage you to stay away from are negative people. People with a negative attitude toward everything. You come and you tell them, hey, I have this idea. I want to do this. I want to start this. And they look at you and they said, oh no, forget about it. That will not work. You don't have the skills. I mean, you don't have the education, I mean, to do that. Remember that. And they'll bring so many excuses for you to leave that idea, that project on the side. You see, people, negative people, don't want you to be excellent in anything. Because negative people are mediocre in the things that they do. They want you to be exactly the same as they are. They want to be surrounded by mediocrity, not excellence. But a champion wants to break through that mediocrity and get to the next level of excellence, of proficiency, of significance. What about you? Another kind of or group of people that I want you to stay away from are fixed mindset people. Fixed mindset people. There's a lot of people that I met, a few of them, many of them, who have this idea that when they were born, they were given a deck of cards to play the game of life with. And that wasn't a good deck of cards. But they thought that that was it, that they could not change. But let me tell you that you can change. You can demand another hand of cards. Give me another hand of cards that I can play with. Don't have that fixed mindset that says, I cannot change. I am who I am, and there is nothing and nobody that can help me change. That is not true, my friends. We have a brain. You were born with a brain. And don't think that, well, I mean, I wasn't born with the brain of Einstein, so I cannot reach that level. Yes, you can, because your brain evolves. Your brain is plastic. It can learn. It can do new things. It can be creative. You are a creative being. You don't have to be stuck where you are. You can keep moving. You can keep creating new things. And so, don't stay with fixed mindset people. The next group is what I called the cannot do people. So many people that I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot do the other thing. They don't even try. They don't even put the effort to try. No, they just said, no, that's too difficult. I cannot do that. Champions don't have that attitude. Champions have the attitude that I can do anything that I purpose myself to do. That's what a champion does, and that's how a champion thinks. Another group, don't stay with ungrateful people. You see, ungratefulness will close and lock doors in your life. But if you are grateful, that attitude of gratefulness will open doors and opportunities for you. You see, gratefulness is like a boomerang. You throw it, you give it out, but it will come back to you. And the next group of people, and the last group of people, is consistent takers. You see, the Bible says, blessed is who gives, not who takes. Blessed is the man who gives, not who takes. And there are many people who do the opposite, who are professional takers. Everything is for me. Give me, give me, give me, as opposed to I give to others and I help to others. So that can help you in a negative way if you spend time with those groups of people. Remember that sometimes the best way to add to your life is to subtract from it. You see, I know it goes against regular mathematics, but it works. Sometimes you have to remove people and things from your life in order for you to keep adding to your life. You see, to get to your next level in your professional and personal evolution, you have to take things out. You see, in order for new clothes to get and to go into your closet, you have to make room. So you have to remove old things and give them away. And that would make space for new things. The same concept. So we have to remove bad seeds to build a growth environment. Second, we have to plant new seeds. We have to plant new seeds. We have to be intentional about our life. You have to be intentional about your life. You have to put yourself in the right kinds of circumstances and environments. Develop better daily habits and rituals. Do you have daily habits? Do you have a morning habit? Champions do have. I have never seen a champion that does not have a morning habit or a morning ritual. You see, far too many people, they start every single day with their phone, scrolling through media, answering to emails, texting, and so forth. You see, that is putting yourself, given the control of your life to others. Others start controlling your life and your day from the moment that you wake up. And champions, they begin their days very early in the morning. That's their sacred hour. That's when they can fill themselves up. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. Are you getting ready in the morning to begin the day ahead? The third is water and nurture those new seeds. Removing the bad seeds, planting new seeds. Now, with those new seeds, what do we have to do? We have to water them. We have to nurture them so they grow healthily and strong. Join the mindsets that will elevate you higher and better than the state that you currently are. Intentionally put yourself in environments where you know that you're the least accomplished. You see, I heard so many times, if you are in a room and you are the brightest in that room, it is time to move to another room. Don't stay in the room. Keep changing, switching rooms, environments, places where you are the least. Because if you're the least, then there is room for you to grow and to keep growing and elevating yourself. Don't put yourself in a room where your head is touching the ceiling, because there is no more growth that can take place. Move to a different place. You see, one of my mentors, John Maxwell, wrote a book. It says, good leaders ask great questions, and that's what we need to do as champions. We need to be people who ask questions, who explore, who wants to go beyond, who are curious. You have to develop a spirit of curiosity. And that takes us to our third trait of champions, and that is consistency. You see, I've already covered commitment and discipline, but it is not enough to be committed and to have discipline if you're not consistent. Consistency can be applied to anything that you do, no matter what it is. As a matter of fact, the same mentor that I mentioned a couple of seconds ago, John Maxwell, he says in his presentations that most people will not have success in their life because they underestimate the compounding effect of consistency. You see, my friends, consistency is critical. Consistency is critical. I shared it in many other keynotes that I have given. The fact that we are living in a generation that is a microwavable generation. You may be asking, what do you mean by microwavable generation? Well, you see, most people today, they want and they expect results very, very fast. You start something today and tomorrow you want results. And if you don't see results tomorrow, then you just move on to something else. You give it up. You throw in the towel. You said it's enough. And that's not how champions develop. A champion, you don't develop a champion in a day, or in a week, or in a month, or even a year, or even a few years. It takes a long time to develop a champion. And you need a process, a long time to develop your champion's mindset. And that's what happens. What happens to a gardener or to a farmer? Plants the seeds, but it's not going the next day, to see what happens. No. Because he knows that it takes time for a seed to grow and to develop. Moving on to the fourth key trait of cultivating a champion's mindset, we come to faith. Champions understand that the process must be trusted and that you cannot take shortcuts in the process. What you're working on is not going to change immediately. Now, don't take me wrong, it can change. fast. But experience has shown that it takes time. When you start a business, it takes time to get it off the ground. Don't be frustrated. Don't be disappointed if you don't see results fast. No. Keep being consistent in doing the work that you need to do, and soon you will start seeing results. As a leadership and a growth mindset coach, I talk to many people on a daily basis, and one common question, one common thread as to why people don't reach the success that they want is not for the lack of talent, it's not for the lack of skill or ability, but simply because when they have an idea for a new business, for a new service, for a new product, for starting a new relationship, whatever it may be, and begin to take action on it, they fail to trust in the process. To keep doing daily activities toward the goal and give it time to mature. Instead, they forget about it and they leave it halfway. You know what is that? Leaving something halfway, not completing it, that's a sign of mediocrity. Completing things, taking them from beginning right to the end, is a sign of excellence. Champions are excellent in everything they do. Now, commitment, discipline, consistency, and faith will create a champion's mindset. But in order to reach your goals and dreams, we need the following trait, and that's the last one. And that's the one that keeps everything together. And that's heart. That's heart. Heart is finding the strength to give more, even though everything else in your mind, in your body, tells you that you have nothing left to give. You see, heart is looking at life as a marathon and not as a sprint. Those who actually win marathons apply each one of these traits I spoke about. They are fully committed to run the whole marathon from start to finish. They trained and are very disciplined every single day, eliminating all distractions and being monomaniacally focused on the task, on the training, on the exercises that they need to do day by day by day. They eliminate anything that does not serve them well. They know they cannot sprint to the finish line, and so they put faith in every step. They have the belief that they are capable and able to do the job. And as they are approaching the end and they can barely stand, they turn to their heart, and the heart pulls everything together to get them over the finish line. Everybody, you will reach the point in any endeavor that you're pursuing where you have done everything you can, your back is against the wall, and you feel that like you have nothing left to give. And even though it doesn't look too good, this is the moment that you break through and create new limits that you did not think that were possible for you. This is what heart is all about. It's saying to yourself, I'm giving all I have, my very all, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes. I'm going to keep pushing until the very end. Heart is also about staying true to yourself, to who you really are. As you begin to access your champion's mindset, you apply everything that you do in your life, you will notice a change, and you will start to see a shift in who you become. During that process, you will become a different person. You are transforming into a champion, and you will see positive results. Your thinking will change from, can I do this thing? Can I really take this challenge on? Those are questions not of champions, but those are questions of people that are moving toward championship level. Can I do this thing? Can I take this on? And then you'll discover that you are doing it and it's working. And finally, your whole attitude will shift to the thought that there is absolutely nothing that you cannot do if you are intentional in applying these 5 traits of commitment, discipline, consistency, belief or faith, and heart. And you will become, my friend, truly limitless. So I hope that these 5 traits will help you in developing, in cultivating that championship mindset, because it is your right. You have been resourced to do this. God wants you and everyone to be the very best that we can be, living our lives to the maximum potential that He has created us to be. Take care, all the very best, and until the next time, keep cultivating that championship mindset.